So the new travel restrictions were announced yesterday, which is 28th of August, and will remain in effect till next month. So if you're looking to enter Canada, this is the video which you need to watch till the end to get all the information which you need or which you may be able to pass on to fellow friends who are looking to enter Canada. Let's get started. Now before we begin, if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing and hit the bell icon for weekly updates. I load a new video every Monday except this one because it was important for you guys. Now to begin with, restrictions apply to everyone who is planning to enter Canada, and these rules are in place till 30th of September. So if you were looking to enter Canada, this video has all the categories which may cover your answers. Now the restriction applies to all the countries except USA, which has a separate travel ban, and we can talk about that in the later part. Actually, let's talk about the US travel ban first. So US and Canada borders are closed until 30th of September. The land border is still open for essential business between Canada and America. The flights are still operation, but it is advised to not take any non-essential flight between the two countries. Negotiations are still going on if they want to open it before or after, but it looks like most likely it won't be open till anytime before 20th September. Moving on with the foreign nationals. Now the majority of foreign nationals are still banned to enter Canada, with a lot of exceptions which I'll talk about in the later part of the video. Now a few exceptions are Canadian citizens or permanent residents. If they're stuck outside of Canada, they're allowed to enter at this moment. The second exception is immediate family members of the permanent resident or Canadian citizens. All they have to do is prove their relation, which could be a passport or a permanent resident card of their family member who are residing in Canada, and then they'll be allowed to board the flight. Now there is a whole list of who is considered as an immediate family member, which you guys can look up at the Canadian website. But just to give you an idea, only the spouse, common-in-law partner, your parents, your step-parents or guardian are considered as immediate family members. As per the new travel restriction announcement, all the work permit holders are also allowed to enter Canada at this moment. Work permit holders, which are also called the TRV, which is the temporary resident visa holders, are allowed to enter at this moment. Though the flag polling is not possible at this time, but still if you hold a valid work permit, you'll be allowed to enter Canada at this time. Now since I'm talking about the work permit, all those who were away from the country on vacation or for other reasons and they were already working in Canada on a work permit, they are also allowed to enter Canada at this moment. Just because there were certain people who were confused about they're in another country and they just hold a valid work permit, they're allowed to enter Canada at this moment. So the old work permit holders and people who received new work permits are allowed to enter Canada at this moment. Now I was not able to clarify if any work permit issued after 18th of March is valid or not, but anything before 18th of March is 100% sure. I just don't want to confuse anyone with knowledge which I was not able to authenticate. So that's just to be clear from my end. Now all the IEC, which is the International Experience Class workers who have a valid job offer are allowed to enter Canada as well at this moment. All the students who have a valid study permit which was issued before 18th of March when the travel restrictions first came in place, they are allowed to enter Canada at this moment. Anybody who was issued study permit after 18th of March is not allowed at this moment. For those who got their permanent confirmation of permanent residence, also called COPR, are allowed to enter Canada only if the confirmation was received before 18th of March. At this moment, anybody who received the confirmation after that day is not allowed. But if you are in America, you're still allowed to enter even if you received the COPR after 18th of March. So there is no exception to that. Now these were certain exemptions. Now if you want to go onto more detail about who is allowed and who is not, you can also go on the website, which I'll provide in the link, and you can get all the details. But these were few important categories which I thought to share with you all, as I know a lot of people are stuck in their country and are eagerly looking to enter Canada. Now these people are allowed to enter Canada, but they'll have to go a mandatory 14-day quarantine. There is no exception to that, and if you're caught breaking the rules, you may pay heavy fines. Now if you're planning to enter Canada, you will have to provide a 14-day isolation plan. Failing to do so may result in denied entry. So be prepared to provide a detailed plan of isolation. It's mandatory to wear a mask from the port of entry to your isolation place, so make sure you're well prepared. Now all these precautions are in place because Canada has done pretty good when it comes to controlling the situation, but we want to make sure all the hard work which we have done doesn't get spoiled by allowing all the international travelers, just because the situation is still not under control in certain countries, and having more movement with travel might cause a problem for the Canadian government. That's why they are taking each and every measure step by step, and they're making sure that the people within Canada stay safe. My suggestion for all those who are planning to enter Canada, try to take a direct flight and not go for layover flights, just because the third country may also have certain set of rules for layover passengers. So it is safe to take a direct flight from your country to Canada, because you know what are the rules for Canada, and you would probably know the rules in your country. That way it's pretty clear. You'll be boarding your flight from one point and be entering to another point. If you take a layover flight, there might be different set of rules where they may deny entry, and it will be an extra pain, would cost a lot of money, and you'll not be able to take the flight to Canada. Let me know in the comment section if you're stuck in any country and you're unable to find any help. I may be able to pass on any information I may have. I hope this information was useful. Quickly hit this like button and share this video with anyone who is looking to enter Canada within the next month or so. I'm sure it will be really helpful for them. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourself. Peace.